This is CDawg, one of the biggest anime YouTubers who went from barely affording a microphone to making so much money that he could buy your entire family tree. Connor Mark Colquhoun is a successful YouTuber, professional voice actor, and streamer. However, he did the unthinkable to achieve his goals. This is the entire story of how CDawg went from a broke high school student to a multi-millionaire. Before his channel was even created, CDawg had one goal to achieve.
One summer, I decided I was going to watch all of the highest rated TV shows on IMDb. One day, I remember seeing this show called Death Note.
Once he came across Death Note, this is where his life changed.
But summer vacation was coming up and I just finished my A-levels, so I had 6 weeks of summer to binge as much anime as I wanted. Every day I would watch at least 12 episodes of anime and never leave my room.
After some time, CDawg wouldn't get the same feeling when watching an anime, so he took matters into his own hands.
As I was watching all these anime, I started to find myself more and more invested in these characters, so much so that I wanted to be the characters. But obviously, I can't be the characters. Can I?
He turned on his computer, put on his headset, opened Google, and typed BTVA, which is a website for voice actors who are looking for gigs. He'd get offers here and there, but his skill was, well...
I was awful. I was just dreadful, like the worst.
Even with his horrible skills, he kept practicing and fell in love with his new hobby until something unexpected happened.
And then one day I was offered a role, a pretty good role, but the requirement was that I upgrade my microphone or get a new setup or something.
He had two options. Option 1, buy a new microphone. Option 2, ignore this offer. As much as he wanted to say no, due to being broke, he took that risk. Here's what he had to say.
This was when I was still in high school and I didn't really have a lot of money to spend, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend money on a new microphone. But I did, and it was the best choice ever.
Every day he'd practice, meet new people, and gain a lot of experience. Of course, this wasn't his career, but really a side job he did for fun. During this time of auditioning for roles, he'd eventually create his YouTube channel to start a new journey. April 30th, 2014 was his first video. It was 46 minutes of pure yapping about voice acting. 14 days later, he decided to post another yapping session for 49 minutes discussing auditions. He'd also make fan dubs, but those videos are either private or completely deleted. CDawg was tired of limiting himself by doing that boring content. He said screw the podcast and fan dubs. 365 days later, he finally thought of the master plan. That was creating shorter but more entertaining content. Omegle Adventures, where he talked to strangers and joked around.
Talk, I can hear you typing.
Just talk to me.
No, talk to me, Timmy. I don't care about your Pokemons, Timmy.
During this time, he'd be enrolled at Swansea University, and his major was mechanical engineering. He still had a few months before he actually went to college. He had a summer break right in front of him. CDawg decided he wanted to post more YouTube videos. Instead of making multiple parts on the Omegle Adventures, he took a step away from that because it was difficult to get funny clips. Of course, CDawg was a massive anime fan and knew he could voice many characters, but he strategically chose Sebastian from Black Butler. Here's what the real Sebastian sounded like.
I am simply one hell of a butler.
And here's what CDawg sounded like.
I'm simply one hell of a butler.
This was the perfect character to choose. He has the same accent and even similar vocabulary. He'd mainly need to increase the pitch of his voice. Also, Black Butler had a large fan base and he knew it could benefit him if he's one of the only creators making voice impressions of Sebastian.
Sebastian's a really liked character. He's got a really strong fan base. A lot of people recognize the English dub voice over the Japanese.
CDawg would see the success on his channel and would keep posting prank calls, calling fangirls, rap battles, and really anything with a Sebastian voice. He hit 3,000 subscribers in 1 month. Even with this rapid success, he was still far away from full-time content creation.
I would love it to be my career, but it is so much hard work getting yourself just going. And even then, it's really hard to keep getting roles unless you're really, really talented.
Eventually, his summer break would end and his university life began. CDawg would not have enough time due to school, and he even worked at McDonald's. It went from weekly videos to one video every 3 to 4 weeks. His future success was slowly slipping from his hands. On the bright side, his videos would easily get tens of thousands of views and even over 100,000, leading to subscriber milestones of 10,000, 20,000, and even 50,000 subs. 1 year later, he'd hit 100,000 subscribers. CDawg would go to anime conventions and even get recognized many times. He was really becoming a notable figure in the anime community. Around this time, in Connor's first year of university, he joined the anime Facebook club.
I got banned from my anime club Facebook group because they were talking about Hellsing Abridged, and I was like, oh, I voiced in that. I said in the comments, I was like, oh yeah, I voiced in it. And then they banned me. So they thought I was lying.
Now, in terms of content, he would mainly call fans and do his Sebastian voice. There were times when he played Gary's Mod, Yandere Simulator, and even posted tips for voice actors. Fun fact, when he was 8 years old, his parents bought him a Game Boy with Pokemon. However, the language was in French, so he didn't understand anything. Any free time he had, he'd play video games such as Halo and even Modern Warfare 2. Anyways, CDawg wouldn't only make YouTube videos. As the years went by, he got offers to voice in video games, commercials, and his biggest achievement was voicing on the radio. During this time, CDawg finally finished his university and ended up getting in a difficult situation.
But essentially, by the time my degree was over, I'd grown the channel an awful lot. And I was faced with two choices. Do I keep uploading occasionally for my 150,000 or so subscribers and get a full-time job using my degree? Or do I say, try and do YouTube full-time, even though I wasn't earning that much, and just see how that goes? And ever since then, I haven't looked back. And I'm sure you can guess which one I picked.
June 5th, 2017 was a day that not even Connor would believe. Michael Tatum is the official English dub voice actor for Sebastian. At Yorkshire Cosplay Con, CDawg had the privilege to actually meet him. It was a bit sus, but we'll let it pass.
Wait. Don't end yet. Wait, come. Can he sit in my lap? Yeah. We just
If I
sit in my lap
close
for a
my
second.
eyes, there's just
What
an
do I want
obscene
for
amount of
Christmas?
Michael
So
over
count
here.
of three. Count of three. Can we both say the catchphrase at the same time?
3, 2, 1.
I'm simply one hell of a butler.
They'd even later on make prank calling videos, and it was hilarious.
You didn't by any chance meet Michael, did you?
No, I didn't get to.
Yes, I've heard he's very full of
Yeah.
himself, you know. Oh, extremely full of himself, that man. He thinks he's far too important.
Yeah, I bet.
Would you say that I'm perhaps cooler than Michael?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
From being a massive fanboy to someone he imitated for years, and then collabing is a dream come true. From 2015 to 2018, CDawg's entire life, well, he can explain it better.
And I found exactly what I wanted to do with my life. And I guess I just want to say like one final thank you to you guys, because this has been really amazing. And the past 3 years have been so amazing. And I'm so much more happier, I'm so much more confident, and I'm so just lucky to get to do this every week for you guys. It's just...
It wasn't just the 500,000 subscribers or millions of views. YouTube helped him find and express his identity. CDawg was never the type to have an ego or brag about his success. He's always been a humble, funny, and authentic person. Now, even with being a great person, YouTube would demonetize, aka not make any money on his entire channel. Apparently, his outro music was getting claimed by a company.
Why? What did they do this time?
Connor,
Everything?
what's going on?
Look
at the yellow, man. It's all yellow. Everything.
Meanwhile, he had every right to use that song. If there's one thing you need to know about the YouTube copyright system, it's absolutely rigged and trash. Now, after all of the hassle he's been through, he finally ended up fixing that situation. 23 years old CDawg decided to move to Japan. He had around 500,000 subscribers.
Oh, let me tell you something cool about the bedroom, actually. So this bed, when I bought it, it came with the mattress and the bed frame for, I think, 250 bucks for both. And yeah, it's completely broken. It actually isn't really functioning. And if I lie on it in a specific way, it collapses.
Not only does he have a broken bed, but his TV is on a chair. I find this funny but sad at the same time. It's almost inspirational. At this point, he'd get an amazing opportunity to be an influencer in an agency called Geeks Plus. This company even had Giguk and Sidnap. You'd know that if you saw my video on Giguk's history. Anyways, CDawg's job was really to help promote anime and Japanese culture through his content.
Normal stuff is not going away. The core of the channel is still going to be me being an idiot in my bedroom. I promise you that, but there'll be a lot more just really interesting and ambitious stuff sprinkled in. That's what I want.
In 2020, he hit 1 million subs. CDawg would even be invited to the podcast Trash Taste, where they discuss anime, manga, and really anything. He'd be among the top anime YouTubers in the entire world. His charisma, confidence, and overall personality was amazing. The same year, he'd even be a presenter at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards in 2020. Connor has also participated in an anime YouTuber chess tournament that was called Tournament Arc. He made it to the finals and his opponent was Giguk. Obviously, he stood no chance. I'm surprised he even showed up to play.
He can't.
I can't believe I played so bad.
That was mind-blowing.
Connor saying he cannot believe it.
In 2021, he was invited to the same tournament again and placed 4th. He hit 2 million subscribers, which is insane to do that in 1 year. At this point, he was still living in Japan, but he decided to move to a new house, a home that was bigger and closer to Tokyo. However, there were a few issues.
I have been rejected because my nationality, and I quote, was not one of the good ones. Also, when the owner of the house rents out the house to an agency, one of the questions that they'll ask the owner of the house is, do you want foreigners? And it's a simple yes or no. And if that guy says no, no way are you getting that house.
He got rejected multiple times, but on July 19th, he finally found a new home. Japan has brought his content to a new level of entertainment and led to massive success. It really opened the doors for creative ideas that his audience loved.
The past 6 years have been a journey, to say the least, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for supporting me in this past year, and hopefully we'll have another year that's fun and we'll get to do tons of crazy things.
That's exactly what he did. He'd continue his journey by making a new YouTube channel to really focus on Japanese content and even upload footage from his stream. And yes, he'd end up streaming on Twitch frequently, which led him to meeting lots of VTubers who further pushed his name in the anime community, such as Iron Mouse and other huge names. On December 11th, 2022, he participated in a chess slap match featuring Ludwig at the Mogul Chess Boxing Championship.
It happened. Slap directly on the cheek. Hitting the chin.
His life achievements were stacking up heavily. Forget about the millions of views he'd get on his channel. CDawg finally won Pog Champs 5, which is a chess tournament, and that meant a lot to him. Also, his mental health has been great.
I've never been happier than I am right now. I've never once doubted my decisions, and I'm surrounded by amazing people who create amazing things. I've changed and I've grown a lot with my YouTube, and I feel like a really well-rounded person. I take my own mental well-being and my own happiness very seriously now. Something I didn't really do before.
Connor has always been active with his community. He'd do many Q&As, cosplaying videos, which were a fan favorite for a lot of people. But the thing that really stood out was his generosity to charity. It all started when CDawg invited his good friend Iron Mouse to Japan. They were making lots of videos together and were super close. Iron Mouse had to decline because she has a primary immune deficiency, and specifically an immune deficiency, which makes it extremely difficult to travel and has many risks. In 2022, he participated in an 8-day cyclothon that was 750 kilometers that raised for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. It was even live streamed on Twitch and they raised over $310,000. That charity event even won the Best Philanthropic Stream at the 2023 Streamer Awards. The same year, CDawg did another Cyclothon 2.0 across Kyushu. It took 9 days and was even 900 kilometers, which raised over $555,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Later that year, Connor was the auctioneer of a charity auction at the Biltmore, Los Angeles. The auction featured cool items from various Twitch and YouTube streamers, raising over $329,000. While this was going on, March 1st, 2023, CDawg was offered a Twitch contract and he ended up exclusively signing to them. In 2024, he did a Cyclothon 3.0. It took him 14 days and was 1,000 kilometers, and they even invited a special guest, which was Giguk. They raised over $1 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Again, in 2024, he organized his own charity auction and raised over $517,000. In total, he raised over $2.7 million. CDawg started his career out of pure randomness. He had no friends to even talk about anime with. Despite being a loner for many years, he got out of his comfort zone and made the impossible possible. One of the quotes I live by that CDawg said is, "I'd rather drop my firstborn child rather than my popcorn." It gets me emotional every time. Subscribe to make my nose longer, and even like the video if you think I deserved it. Comment your thoughts on CDawg and who should my next video be on.